Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important topic related to reactive forms, where we will see how to use FormGroup with Checkbox. I'm sure in your project you might have encountered with various scenarios where we have utilized the forms with multiple fields including the checkbox, right? So in that case, if you want to make a group using FormGroup and it contains different fields along with the checkbox, so in that case how you will utilize it. Okay, so overall by the end of this session you will be able to understand how to use FormGroup with checkbox value. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow it sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to use reactive form in Angular with checkbox. Now moving ahead, we will talk about the requirement as well as the prerequisite, right? But before that, just one more thing, like if you want to follow the detailed content, you can also refer the Sharmit digital course book, which is freely available in the description box. There you will find more than 3000 plus free resources available in both Hindi and English language. So as per your convenience, you can consume the content. Now what I will do now, here you can see currently I'm in app.component.ts file, in HTML file, not TS, it's HTML file, where I have noted down two headings. The first is Angular course by Sharmit, and the second one is reactive form in Angular FormGroup with checkbox. Now here in this what I will do, like in between these horizontal row we will define the form. Okay, but before that let's define the prerequisite. So for that we will go to app.component.ts file. Here in this file, in the import section, we will mention the reactive form module. Okay, so once this module is added, now you are good to use this reactive form module in your application. So for that, what we will do now, we will simply add here the required variables and all the thing that you want to keep inside a group. So for example, I want to create a group with name user form. Now here just use equal to, and then we will write here new form group. Press enter, then opening closing parenthesis with curly braces. Just expand this thing, and inside this we will mention accept terms. So this is the variable I want to use, and here I will use colon. Make sure to use colon, not the equal. Okay, then we will write here new form control and press enter. So to this accept term, so what I'm going to do, like I want to create a form with one checkbox that will show terms and conditions. So if user has accepted the terms and condition, he or she will simply select that checkbox. If no, then it will be empty. So in that case, by default I want to set the value as false. Okay, so this is the default value. So in my case, I have created one group that is user form. Here I have added one variable that is accept terms with default value as false. Now you can use a semicolon over here, just save this value, and we have got this, right? Now next what we will do, after this variable is ready, after this group is ready, just make sure that you have all these three things imported. Otherwise you will find errors on the places where you have utilized it. So what are the main thing? First, reactive form module, form control, form group. In case if you are using any conditional statement, then you can use if else, but here I'm not utilizing ngif. Like for that you can use ngif, but here I'm not utilizing it. That's why I'm not importing it unnecessarily. Okay, so this variable is ready. Now you are good to go and design your HTML portion. So for that, let's go to app.component.html file. Here we will define the form. So I will write form, expand it. Here in form we will mention ng, not ng, we will write form group, Okay, and in form group we will mention the name of the form group that we created with the name user form. Now I also want to send some data using one button. So for that, let's firstly declare the method. So here I will define send data method, opening closing parenthesis, curly braces. Inside this I will write console.log, opening closing parenthesis, then single quote. Inside this I will write value selected by user for terms and condition colon, and then I will use a comma here and just mention this dot user form dot forms control. Not forms control, here we need to mention the variable name, not value, it's value. Yeah, it's value. So this is the thing that we want to show on console. Now this method is ready. Now you are good to go here in app.component.html file, where we will simply mention this ng submit. Okay, so ng submit, and then the method name, which is send data, opening closing parenthesis. And now here I will define my first label. So in label I will write accept, or maybe we can write terms and condition accepted. Okay, then colon, and after that we will add the checkbox. So for checkbox, what you will do, you will add the input field where we will mention the type as checkbox. Then we will write here form control name. In form control name we will mention the name that we used here, that is accept, I think it is accept terms. So just copy it so that there is no issues with the case sense, because this is case sensitive, right? So you can just write here input type checkbox, form control name, accept terms. After this, what we will do, we will simply add one button here which will help us to submit the data. So I'll just write here submit. Then we will define here type as submit. Then just remove the unnecessary space from here, and then you can save it. Okay, now what we will do, we will simply run this application using the command ngserve -- open enter, and just wait for a few seconds, and then it will show you the output in the browsing screen, where we will just show what all things we have covered. Okay, so you can see we have got the required headings. First heading is Angular course by Sharmit. The second one is reactive form in Angular, form group with checkbox, one horizontal row, terms and condition accepted checkbox with button, and another horizontal row to close the form. Now as I mentioned, horizontal rows are not mandatory, but it looks good, that's why I added it. Now if I click on inspect and go to console, you can see there is no message. The moment when user wants to select this terms and condition or accept this terms and condition, he or she will simply select this checkbox and submit the form. So in that case we will get the message that value selected by the user for terms and condition is accept terms true. That means it is a true. User has accepted this form, terms and condition. Otherwise, if user wants to leave this, if user don't want to accept this and submit this thing, so in that case you will find that value selected by the user for terms and condition is false. Okay, so you can see it is working perfectly for both of the condition. In fact, initially if you like, this is the initial state, right? I just refreshed my page, and if I submit this thing as it is, so by default it will take the value as false. Why? Because if you carefully look at this, you will find that yes, we have already set the default value as false. Okay, so this is how you usually we utilize form group with the checkbox. So if right now like we are just using one checkbox here, but in actual scenario there might be multiple fields, right? So whatever fields you have, if you have checkbox or input field, you can just simply create a group and just similarly follow the same steps to access the value or to perform the operation. Okay, so I hope this session is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.